Hey everybody, I'm back with another video. Y'all look at my hair, it's all messed up. How's everybody doing today? Thank you all for coming back. Before we get to the video, like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Y'all hit the thumbs up as well. Leave a comment down below. Share the videos out everywhere you go. Let me know that T-Vlog is over here doing more good stuff in this video. So with that being said, y'all, I was doing some pantry challenges in the past. Just about a month ago, I was doing the Three Rivers pantry challenge. Okay, so I realized that I didn't do anything with some of the nuts that I have that I wanted to do, make like a snack. Okay, because clearly you guys have seen me do the Little Debbie snack cake shorts and stuff. And I post that, well, right here was a video that I did with the Little Debbie snack cakes. Okay. But I'm going to make some protein bars. Now, I haven't made any protein bars in a long time. But I'm going to show y'all the nuts that I'm going to use in my Pacific protein bars here. Okay. And I'm also going to show you guys some of the stuff that I'm going to add into it. Okay. Okay, y'all. So these were some nuts that I got from the food bank, and then some things that I had purchased at the stores. Now, these nuts here, I purchased at the store, and I still had a few of them left in here, so I want to use these on up. These are some great value pecans that I had from the grocery store. It has one ingredient, which is pecan, okay? Also, y'all know, you can't make a protein bar without putting some seeds in there. So I got some peptides, or whatever, peptia seeds, which is basically some roasted salted pumpkin seeds kernels. So we're going to add some of these in there too. Now these nuts that I'm going to show you guys I got from the food bank. These nuts here are some California grown shelled walnuts. I got these from the food bank. Okay. As well as these. These here are some shelled hazelnuts I got from the food bank. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay all the nuts, you guys are going to see it here in the short in the video. I'm going to lay all these nuts on, not all of them, I'm going to have at least about a cup of each, as well as a cup of the seeds. And I'm going to put them on a pan. Now I'm going to make the seeds last. I might not roast these because these are already pre-roasted. But the nuts, I think what I'm going to do is roast them and on a cookie sheet. And then after I get all of those nuts mixed up and stuff, I'm not going to just have just the nuts, because, you know, in order to make a protein bar, you got to make it taste good, you know, the way you want to enjoy it. So I remember I went live and I made some Rice Krispie treats with some puffed rice. This is some puffed rice. Kind of like if you was to use the Rice Krispies, I'm going to use the puffed rice also, just a little bit, probably like maybe a half a cup of puffed rice for like a Rice Krispie texture inside those bars. I'm putting them back in the bag that, you know, in my Ziploc bag that I had it open. Oh, it tastes good too. And then I have some frozen dried sweet cherries I got from the food bank, which is the food bank that I go way out to. So I'm going to put about a cup of these dried sweet cherries. They're frozen, but I had some and I put them inside my salad that I have. This is what they look like, dried frozen cherries. Well, they frozen because I put them in the freezer. Well, they're so good, y'all. You can eat these as a treat. They're so good. And it's just cherries. No fat, no sat rat fat. Oh, I'm going to say sat rat fat. No saturated fat. And this is what they look like. Oh, how good. delicious. One ingredient. One ingredient. Just dried cherries. So, let me get in here and show you guys what I'm doing. Hey y'all, I'm back finally with another one. So here we are getting ready to make some homemade protein bars. Basically, I call them nut bars. So I'm going to go in here and get my 1 cup measuring cup. I'm going to apply a measuring cup of hazelnuts on the cookie sheet. And try one. And then I'm going to use a cup of walnuts. Now, walnuts is one of my high beneficials on my blood type eating. And then I forgot to put my pecans, so I had to go get them. So I had actually 1 whole cup of pecans left. So we're going to add those also onto the cookie sheet. I'm going to bake these in the oven on 325 for about 5 minutes, just enough to get that little nutty flavor out of them. So now I'm coming in to show you what I'm going to use. This is wildflower honey. You can use manuka honey if you want to or whatever. I use cayenne pepper, allspice, and I use some maple syrup. Now these are the pumpkin seeds. I'm going to go in with a 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds, just a little bit. Then I'm going to go in here and add. Did I add those? No, I did not add those. So I did finally put them back. So I didn't forget to add them. I just didn't want to add them onto this batch of protein bars. So now I'm going in now trying to scoop out of these frozen cherries. I like to put them in the freezer because they taste so good frozen and cold. And so I use about a 1/4 cup of those cherries. So there we go. We got those seeds ready. Now the nuts are done. I had them cooling. So what I'm trying to do is kind of rub some of the that film or skin that's on the hazelnuts off. And so that's what I was trying to do. So then I eventually started putting the walnuts and pecans in the bowl. And I winded up not being able to get all the skin off of those hazelnuts. So that's okay. We did the best I could. And so I wound up putting majority of those hazelnuts in the bowl. So I actually didn't use all the hazelnuts that were on the pan. I just used probably like maybe one third cup of them. So I made sure I toss all of them up with the seeds. So then we're going to go into the food process. I'm going to post these until they crunch up. I still had whole nuts in there, but I needed it to be kind of like a little fine crush for me. But I still had a couple of whole pieces in there, just like that. So now we're going to go ahead and pour them up in my bowl right here. We're going to go ahead and add all the spices to it, which is the cayenne pepper and the allspice. And we're going to add the maple syrup, and we're going to add the wildflower honey. Now I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle just a little bit of the spices here first. Thank you all for coming in and watching this video. And I hope this encourages you to make your own protein bars. So now I'm getting my 1/3 measuring cup out. I'm not sure if I put a whole 1/3. I think I only put just a little bit, half of that 1/3 cup. And then now here I put a whole 1/3 cup, or just a little bit shy under a 1/3 cup. And this is the honey. Now you want to make sure you mix everything in well. Now I probably didn't need to use that much honey because, yeah. But anyway, it still turned out delicious anyway, y'all. Because I still added a little more honey. And I should have just left it just a little bit slightly under. But that's okay. So, I'm just getting some more of my honey out. Yeah. Now that's where we go. So now we're going to mix this in well, and then we're going to go ahead and put it in the pan, pop it in the freezer, and let it sit in your freezer for about maybe an hour and a half so that honey can solidify those nuts. If you put it in the refrigerator, I would prefer to keep it overnight, maybe 4 hours to overnight, and make sure that it's you know, in a cold space, you know. There we go. So now I'm putting everything in this pan. I'm going to take my spatula and then I'm just going to pat it down. Just like you would do something like you would do with Rice Krispie treats. Just want to pat it down. Y'all, these little nut bars turned out delicious. They really did. But I should have just kept them in a little longer. But they're in there now. And then what I'm going to do is take them out and wrap them up. Okay, y'all. So now we just have to let them go into the freezer. Or you can put them in the refrigerator. And then in the freezer, it takes quicker. It takes about maybe 30 to 40 minutes for them to seal. And then, but if you put them in the refrigerator, I do it for about an hour, maybe two, for it to seal. The honey and the maple syrup is the additional that helps hold them together. So you guys will see when I get ready to cut in them and make them into either bites or bars. Now I did forget to put the puff rice in there because I don't know. I think I just forgot to put the puff rice in there. And I was gonna add the hot Mike's Honey Hot. I got this from the Dollar Tree for $1, and I forgot I had this in there. But that's okay. I'll use it when I make the next batch. I like protein bars, and I love nuts. The thing is, I don't eat enough of them. But if they're made like this, I will eat them. But the thing is, I don't like to buy them in the store because I've bought them in the store. Some brands are not the best that I don't care for. And then there's some brands that I do like, but they had more stuff in them. And then there's some more cleaner brands out there. They were pretty good, but I'm just not willing to pay the price for them. Yes, the price. So with that being said, I just decided to go ahead and make my own. Now, this is not the first time I've ever made protein bars or nut bars, what you want to call them, on my channel. I've made some in the iconic videos in the past. So if you get a chance to, go check my playlist out and you'll see. But that was my first time back then making them. And I didn't do the best, but Didi said they turned out really good because she was taking them and she was crumbling them over her salad. And she was eating them just like they were. So this time, I hope that they do turn out just wonderful. This time, I actually add in these some allspice and some cayenne pepper. And in the other ones, I think I added cinnamon and I think vanilla flavor or something like that. But I just wanted to be simple. And I added those dry cherries. Y'all, those dry cherries is going to give it just that little nice bite with those nuts in there. Oh, I love those dry cherries. Those are so good. I wish I could find them again at the food bank. But I got some cranberries, some dried cranberries. I was going to add those, but the cranberries are a little more sweeter. But one thing I like about the dried cherries is because there's only one ingredient. And then the dried cranberries, they're sweetened with something else, you know. So, all right. So you'll get ready to see what they look like once I cut them up. Okay, y'all. So now they are done. But I didn't let them stay in the freezer long enough to solidify with the maple syrup and honey. You can kind of tell the way they kind of slid out of the pan. But I put them back into the the freezer, so they can solidify and stick together more. So you'll see the short that I'll be popping out there, so you guys can see what they look like and how I wrap them. And that way you'll get a chance to see how delicious these look, y'all. That cherry that is inside those nuts with that bite, it's on point. The sweetness is not too overpowering. So it's just right. I noticed that the more that I eat better, my stomach cannot take eating stuff that is made in the store. So I will continue keeping stuff like this in my regimen and making my own health journey. Thank you guys for coming in. Blessings.